Baby burrito, and then I gotta get ready for the Jim Bob interview that we're gonna do here in a little bit. What's up, baby burrito?
Hello,
Hey,
can you hear me?
yes,
All
sir.
right. Hi, this is actually Nick Anonymous. I've called in. I'm a writer, researcher, and a journalist. I'm not really a. I fancy myself a political expert and a history expert,
Okay.
but not really in philosophy. So, but I am a libertarian. So I'm coming from a libertarian, humanist point of view, but I'm also a Christian. So it's like a Christian, classical liberal, humanist point of view.
Okay.
Right. And I just want to know what where your stance is. Are you more like a theocratic monarchist?
Yeah.
Okay, so you advocate for theocracy.
I mean, not like right now, like let's take over the government and make me the king. But I mean, in a society where the majority is Orthodox Christian, yeah, historically that's always manifested as a monarchical form of government.
Okay, so my I make the argument that we live in a classical liberal society, and that anything in that everything is based off of classical liberalism.
That's
We
true.
live,
Yeah, that's true.
without liberalism or classical liberalism, we wouldn't even there would be no such thing as debate, and we wouldn't even be able to have this conversation right now because of it would be looked at as almost unholy. And I don't agree.
So
with the
you think before the Enlightenment people didn't have public debate?
uh, I believe they didn't have truly free debate. I believe they had you could not debate some things.
Well,
For
hold on.
example,
What is it?
church or
Well, what's
you
truly
could not debate
what's meant by quote truly free debate? Like anything?
literally anything. Yes, that throughout liberal society we've debated absolutely everything, including the rights and wrongs of the church. And I don't agree that we can write things off, like, for example, the murder of Joan of Arc, the murder of Martin Luther, and the Spanish Inquisition, and the murder of the Cathars under the church and the theocracy.
Okay.
And the problem with theocratic institutions and the theocracies, like in Iran right now, is a theocracy. So anybody who advocates for that is advocating for what Iran has done. But that's a separate issue, and I don't want to
Okay,
bring that in.
so I mean, implicit in this is that it's wrong to do violence to people, or that the state shouldn't have the death penalty or something like that. Like, on what basis? Like, why is that wrong? Maybe it is,
Well,
but why?
the problem is that you get to a point where people begin to be called heretics and
I understand
heresy
that, and
comes in.
but I'm asking why is that wrong?
To murder thousands of people and calling them heretics, be able to label people heretics and murder them by the thousands, I think was wrong. And I can't write off all the evil things that the church did. And the main reason is
So this
because
is the
you can
third
never
time you.
actually
This is
know
the
if the
third.
church is actually holy
This
or
is the
not.
third.
You can,
Are you listening? It's the third time you stated the position, and I'm asking you why is it wrong?
because it is wrong
So
because
it's wrong
it
because it's
leads
wrong.
to death and murder.
So it's wrong to kill because it leads to death and murder. Yeah, exactly.
It,
Do you understand? Maybe this is
no,
why
no, it's
people. Do
wrong
you
to kill
understand this is
because
why
it's wrong
people
to kill
don't?
because of the church, because it's a sin. But the church has sinned for 1,000 years. For
Again,
millennia, the church has killed
oh my
thousands and
gosh.
thousands of people.
Well, first of all,
You can't
the
break that
church
up.
did not kill
It,
thousands and thousands of people. So
the Pope and the theocracy and the king, which were the church and the kingdom were married, were absolutely
it's not
responsible
even
for the
true.
deaths
So
of
again,
thousands of
right.
people.
So if you read Henry Common's book on the Middle Ages, the Spanish Inquisition might have killed a few thousand people, but that's not the Pope's Inquisition. That's two different inquisitions.
What
Furthermore,
about the what about the Cathars? Do you write the death of all the thousands of Gnostic Cathars. Do you write that off?
No, I've lectured through Malcolm Lambert's entire 600-page book on this point, and no, there probably were maybe a few thousand of those people killed. That's plausible.
Okay, what about Martin Luther?
You mean Martin Luther had people killed? Yeah.
No, I mean with the death of Martin Luther wasn't.
Well, I mean Martin Luther had Anabaptists killed. You didn't know that?
Huh?
Martin Luther had Anabaptists put to death. You didn't know that?
Okay, well he was put to death. Okay, what about Joan of Arc?
I mean, I don't have any opinion on Joan of Arc per se. I think she seems like a lunatic to me. But
Joan of Arc saved the Kingdom of France from.
I know who she is. I know what she did.
France today, if there was not Joan of Arc.
No, bro, I know that. I just told you I lectured through a 600-page book on medieval France and its heresies. I know what Joan of Arc did. I used to be a Roman Catholic, but what I'm saying is that what does that have to do with the basis for whether it's right or wrong? You understand? That's a different question. I'm not asking you. You think there's church abuses, okay? But that's a different question from what is the basis for saying that it is wrong for the state to put people to death. Maybe you're right, but I want to know what the basis for that is. Why is that wrong?
The basis is because power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Okay, so you're going to use cliche phrases from, I think, Dollinger or Lord Acton at the time of Vatican I?
Right.
So
It's
cliche.
not cliche.
It is a cliche. It's the it is a cliche phrase.
Let me talk.
It's literally a cliche. So citing a cliche is not going to justify the principle. Maybe it's true, but it's just restating your point.
Let me make another point.
Do you understand what it means you're not?
Listen,
do you know what it means to justify a claim? Do you know what that means?
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say let me say another point. Okay.
Do you know what it means to justify a claim in terms of like philosophy?
How can you determine if somebody really?
So here we have. So it never fails. It never fails. When we ask specific questions, people melt down and they don't know what we're talking about. I'm asking a really simple, specific philosophical question. How do you justify the claim or the belief that it is wrong for the state to murder people? I already conceded maybe you're right. Maybe it is. But I want to know why. You appeal to a cliche. That's not a justification.
It's wrong because it's a sin.
Well, now wait a minute. You said that you don't believe in the church, right? So
I never said I don't believe in the church. No, I did not say that.
You said you don't. No, yes, you did. You said the church in history. So
theocracy. I never said I did not.
You said the church in history, and to me, that's the only church that exists. There's no other churches. I mean, maybe you think you're part of one somewhere that you've made up. I don't know, but
there's the Eastern Orthodox Church. There's a Roman Catholic Church. There's a Protestant Church.
Yeah, they don't teach. They don't
synagogues.
They don't teach. Churches. They don't teach. Synagogues aren't churches. They don't teach classical liberalism. The first 1,000 years of Christianity doesn't teach classical liberalism. So you're talking about some Protestant thing, right?
Well, I have another question for you. Do you think that the Pope should be able to have
his
own kingdom and run the kingdom off of the Roman Catholic Church the way it is today?
No, I'm Orthodox. I'm not a papist. That's a tu quoque, by the way.
Okay, so if there was a Pope-like figure within the Orthodox, and if in a theocracy...
So hypothetical, let me give a hypothetical situation where there was, what if the Orthodox had a Pope? My question was, how do you justify the claim that it's wrong for the state to kill? And you've given a bunch of statements and phrases about the history of this church and that church. Again, you said it's wrong for the state to do that because it's wrong for the state to kill. But in Romans 13, Paul says the state has the sword to kill.
I'm not arguing that it's wrong. It's wrong for the state to kill. I think it's wrong for the
oh my gosh! You literally said that
the basis of heresy. I think that is wrong, and it goes against the actual religion that it's advocating for.
Now, how do you determine that? So it's wrong for the state to kill on the basis of heresy, but it's okay for the state to kill on what, moral things?
Well, capital punishment, the state kills people every day. I'm not advocating against.
I asked why it's wrong or right. You're stating what things are the case. I'm asking for why it's wrong or wrong, right or wrong.
It's because there are plenty of examples throughout history why a theocratic state murdered people.
That's just presuming your position is correct.
I'm not against capital punishment. I'm not advocating against capital punishment. I don't think it's wrong for the state to kill.
That's nice that you think that. On what basis?
I don't think it's wrong for the state to kill. I will agree with you that it's right.
Do you know what it means to give an argument and a justification for the position? It doesn't mean just keep telling me your position. Do you understand what it means? Yeah, right. I'm not trying to be mean to you, but I have to go. Sorry. So you can call back in later. We're going to do the show with Jim Bob here in about 20 minutes.